All right. Wow, Daisy's going great. I hove to last night around midnight. By the time I got it all sorted, I wasn't tired anymore. But then, I don't know, 2 hours later, oh mate. But in that 2 hours, I reckon I was steering whilst I was sort of semi-asleep. So I think it's possible. I think you can adapt to anything. I don't think I was any good, but you know, I was doing something for like a minute and a half to, I don't know, maybe longer. And then the sails would laugh and then I'd sort of wake up and then get it back on track. So it's basically a bit like Miss Daisy. But having said that, getting used to anything, there was a guy called Webb Hayes or Webb Keys. He sailed across all the oceans in a tiny boat. I think it was 18 foot originally, or one of his boats. And it didn't even have a deck. It was an open hull boat. And he used to wrap himself in a tarp, stick the tiller under his arm and go to sleep. So he would have to be steering. So I guess it's possible. Yeah, that Webb guy, if there was YouTube then and he had a channel, that'd be the only sailing channel. Nothing else would compare. That guy is a legend. Everything else is Sunday picnics and cocktails on deck. That guy, far out. The stuff that he used to get through. I wonder if he's still alive. Hey Webb, if you're watching, I know we're a very poor substitute for your adventures, but say hello. That'd be a good interview. Although it'd probably be a bit abusive. You call yourself sailors? Ah, I was a sailor. Anyway, we do our best, Webb. We do our best. Daisy, use your magic. All right, let's go. Okay, now I'm good for another hour. Or maybe 10 minutes. We had a few squalls last night. I went under a couple. I was trying to avoid most because I just didn't want to get wet. They barely went up to 25 knots, mainly 20 knots, so they're nothing really. It's going to get worse as we get close to Bocas. It always does. Bocas is like king of squall town and rain central. But it'll be alright.
A few hours on, I was in this situation. Here we are aiming south-southwest. I'm expecting this orange arrow course, which is fine for me since the leftover swell from 2 days ago may be crashing on the shallower reef around here. This would be our course if everything went as predicted, with the current this way and the wind being a solid 15 to 20. But the forecast is a bit out, with the norther being about 8 hours too early. We're also 10 miles to the southwest of where I wanted to be. We'll just have to deal with it.
I'm against current, I have to go on the other tack. The wind's suddenly gone west. And I'm on the bad tack to try and get some north so I can try and punch into it. So, I mean, it's not unusual for focus. Focus always has west in the morning, but bugger.
So just before this last video, we were about here, aiming south-southwest. But my course was south with the change in wind direction and the strong current, and I clearly wasn't going to make the entrance at all. Now it starts becoming funny ha-ha. Now funny ha-ha because I haven't slept and you know how things get funnier. My tack north is 180 degrees opposite to my tack south. So I could keep on doing this forever and not get enough north or northwest to actually be able to punch in to get into the entrance. So not to worry, just a little bit of a puzzle. Never had this happen to me before, but I'm going to do a non-sailor thing because I'm so close and I'm very tired and I'm still not really over the COVID. So I engaged the motors. Now, engaging the motors was no good. I got an extra 5 degrees on the north tack, so possibly I'd get an extra 5 on the southern tack, so I'm going to have 10 degrees. Now, I'm going to have to do a hell of a lot of tacks to get enough northwest to be able to punch into the channel. So that's no good. So what I thought, okay, I'll close with the coast, and I'm going to have to time it well, because what happens is any squall or any hint of a squall is going to get stronger or develop more as it gets to the land and as it rises over the mountains. They're only little mountains, but enough for it to start concentrating the squalls around this area. And I want to get in this area, so I'm going to have to time it between the squalls to get in. So I think I'll close with the coast, because when we close with the coast, there's friction with the current, friction with the coast, and the current's less. So I've got to get close, I've got to eyeball it, I want to see the rocks, and I'll sneak in that way because the current will be much less, and I'll motor up, and then I can sneak in that way.
Doesn't look too bad, but we're getting close to land. Now I know there's some islands over there, and there's a big one there, and there's a big one in front, but I can't see it. Well, I can just make out this one. I can't see anything else.
Now, of course, I've never been this way through the entrance or been around these rocks. Apparently there's a light on one of them, probably doesn't work. That's the way it happens in Panama. So as I was getting close, I really wanted to eyeball it, but of course, it got blotted out by a squall and I had to go back out to sea.
Game at the south entrance near Zapatia. Here's another squall. I can't see any land. It's just crazy. I mean, they're no big deal. I go to 25 knots. It's just that I got a 2-knot current. I keep on losing ground and I can't get in. I don't think the good Lord wants me to see Margarida. Anyway, I'm going to try and go out to sea again, and I'll try again.
Now, when I was about a mile or two out to sea, I got hit by another squall, and I was right in the middle of it. I could see the gust front coming, and I prepared because I was a bit weak still. I thought, I've got to furl the main jib, so I half furled it, and I had my hand on the sheet. Hello, bird. I had my hand on the main sheet, and when it hit, we really went over. Nothing dangerous. That's what the good thing about monohulls is they heel, spill the wind, and then dump the main, and we round it up. So it was all good. In fact, it was actually better than good because the wind had actually changed direction just within this little system, and I was able to head more northwest. Enough, I thought, maybe after 10 or 15 minutes for me to give enough ground, or get enough ground, to get in the entrance. What a piece of luck.
Hopefully I've timed it right because there's another squall coming up behind it. And I can't keep doing this, I'm running out of daylight. I can just make out that island. This is not ideal, people.
Now, as luck would have it, it was pissing down over the islands and the entrance again as I was turning around. But look, waiting for the gap is not good. You're going to have to aim for the squall, and hopefully the squall would have moved, and then you get in just to the tail end, because it doesn't matter if it's just raining. It's the initial dumping which is completely blocked. You can't see 50 metres. And because, now I should also point out that the entrance is actually a really big entrance, and it's no big deal. But the trouble is, it doesn't matter how big the entrance is, if you're south of it or you're right on the edge of it, well, it's a tricky situation. Anyway, so I decided to go for it, and hoping that the main squall would have passed and I'd just have some rain just to deal with it, and it'd open up with the visibility. Okay, so I got in the entrance, LA bloody Lulia. I had plenty of visibility because it was just the light pitter-patter of rain. The main squall had gone, so it all went to plan, people. Bloody good. Anyway, I thought, okay, I want to get as efficiently up to the north part of, the west part of the bay and get into the mangroves, because I wasn't going to make it back to Bocas tonight before the next squall comes. Basically, they're coming between half an hour and an hour, and I thought, I don't want to get hit by 25 or 30 knots if I can help it. Let's furl the main jib completely, and then with the blade, the staysail, and a tightly set main, we should be able to go quite efficiently into wind with the motor, and there's no current now, so I should be able to go quite well. So that was the plan. So I thought, okay, let's furl the main, and well, I tried to. And this is when it started to become less ideal. Okay, so it wouldn't furl. Bit of a bugger, but not to worry. It's not dangerous. It's all okay. You just need to, well, if you can't furl it, you unfurl it, and then simply drop the sail to the deck. And because I can't wrap it up in any wind whatsoever, or even by myself, I'll just tie it with ropes just on the coach roof. So not to worry. We still were in the rain section, so the wind was maybe 15 to 20, but just behind that, the wind drops to, maybe 5 to 8 knots for a short period of time, and then the wind comes in again, and of course, another squall. Well, I was going to use that 5 to 8 knots and drop the sail, make it easier. And then I thought, hang on, I should check something first. Now, I was thinking, people, it doesn't happen often on this vlog. I couldn't furl, and I thought, well, what happens if I've got only a window of, say, 5 or 10 minutes, and I can't completely unfurl it and then drop to the deck? I'm going to be stuck, maybe another squall is going to come 20 minutes later. It's not enough time for me to deal with the rubbish. So what I did, I don't know how this thought came to me, because it doesn't usually happen like this. And so what I did is I started unfurling, and I was just only going to do a bit because I didn't want more sail out at this point in time. And so I let it out a bit, and I thought, bloody good, it's going to unfurl. And just as I was about to lock it off again, the rope went slack in my hands. So it jammed the other way. So now I've got this main jib at about maybe 50 to 60% deployed, unfurled, and I can't furl it or unfurl it. Okay, so not to worry, it's okay. It's a positive block, not to worry, people. It's not dangerous. It's a bit of a pickle, and I'm starting to think of what to do. Well, I was starting to think of what to do. Well, I'm going to have to manually furl it. I'm not going to go into details of what I did in this video. I'm going to put in a separate video because there's probably going to be bugger all people that want to watch it because they don't really care. And that's fair enough, because you want cocktails and TNA probably. Suffice to say, look, I could only think of one thing to do. Now I can think of two other things to do, but my feeble brain at that point in time, I was tired and I was probably a bit stressed, and I really wanted to get this happening before the next squall came through. Was it going to be stronger? Look, it's an unmanageable thing, an unfurled headsail, and look, I just wanted the problem to go away. So I could only think of one thing. Suffice to say, it took me probably, I don't even know, maybe an hour or an hour and a half to get it roughly furled. It wasn't actually too bad a job. It's easier said than done, but I'll put it in another video for people that are interested. I love Bocas. I love the beautiful sunshine, the calm conditions.
likes to give me the runaround. He likes to keep me on my toes. Can't sun dry me out. Well, I've been here for about 15 minutes. I'm glad she didn't turn up 10 minutes ago, because literally a cloud, one of these clouds, formed above me and literally dumped straight on me. I mean, I don't think it was raining even over there. Or over there, it seemed to be just here. I'm not taking it as a sign of things to come, people. Not at all. It's just like Tampa. Remember when I was fixing the boat and painting the boat in Tampa, and the whole radar sky was completely empty and devoid of cloud, except just as we started painting, one cloud formed right above the boatyard and rained and pissed down on our paint job. I don't think that that's going to happen again, although it might have just happened then, but I'm going to ignore that, people, because it's positivity. This is the positive channel. Yes, she's a bit late. Maybe she's buying me a present. Well, it has been half a year. Maybe she's forgotten.
Oh damn, I thought I cut all the skipping out. Bugger, hold it. Let's try that again. Oh God, that's even worse.